The FKN Systech K4000 circular on linear blade depanelizer is a motorized machine for singulating pre-scored PCBs in medium to high volume production environments. It is available in 18-inch and 24-inch version. The operator places the scoreline of the PCB to be singulated onto the linear blade and steps on a foot switch to bring the circular blade across the scoreline for clean and efficient separation of the board. The K4000 is simple to operate. Switch select one of two operating modes, continuous or intermittent. In continuous mode, the circular blade travels all the way across the linear blade when the foot switch is activated. In intermittent mode, the blade carriage moves when the foot switch is held down and stops when the switch is interrupted. This can be used to singulate shorter panels in cases where travel across the full length of linear blade is not desired. Two operating speeds are switch selectable, standard and fast. The upper range of the fast speed can be set by maintenance personnel. Linear circular blade depanelizers are ideal for singulating skip-scored panels, since the board is held in place on the linear blade as the circular blade travels across to split the panel. Panels with components as high as 2.5 inches can be easily separated with this machine. Here a sample board with spade terminals and contact pins is being processed. As the panels drop onto the output conveyor, they are brought to the side of the machine for operator removal. The optional output conveyor has a light barrier across the end of the belt which will stop singulated panels with components on them and allow scrap strips to continue for drop-off into a scrap bin. An adjustable blade guard on each side of the circular blade is designed to sweep objects other than the PCB to be singulated away from the cutting area. The blade guards are made with an upsweep crescent to lift interfering objects out of the way. When correctly adjusted, the gap between the blade guard and the PCB is just great enough to allow the panel's score line to pass to the cutting blade. If the score line is not seated properly, the panel will be moved aside when the operator pulls the blade carriage forward. The circular blade of the K4000 is fixed to a cammed shaft which allows the blade to be adjusted up and down. The gap between the circular blade and the linear blade can be set to the most effective height by turning the cam adjustment dial to bring the blade down to where a single page of standard office paper will set the blades apart. The K4000 is available with an optional light beam safety barrier which will stop the travel of the circular blade carriage if the beam is interrupted. This barrier is located across the front of the linear circular blade surface, just high enough to allow the panel to pass under the barrier. Interruption by foreign objects will stop the operation instantly. This machine is available in two versions with optional output systems. A flat take-up tray with ESD safe landing pad, as shown on the 24-inch linear blade K4000L, or with a motorized output conveyor as shown on the 18-inch linear blade K4000S. Whichever variation you choose, this depanelizer is an economical solution to singulating standard and skip-scored printed circuit boards. Since FKN Systech makes all of the depaneling products we provide to our customers, spare parts and tooling are always on the shelf to support your production requirements. In addition to the ability to provide custom tooling for the depaneling process, we also provide one-day turnaround for blade resharpening for the K-series of depanelizers. FKN designs and manufactures a wide variety of tools and equipment for singulating assembled printed circuit cards. From our K-series of circular blade depanelizers for separating pre-scored boards, to routers and punches for tab-routed panel singulation, to saws for depaneling boards with overhanging components, we can provide you with the right equipment for your job. FKN Systech PCB depaneling solutions are at work on the assembly line at major OEM and contract manufacturers all over the world.